Hi, this is Andy Bird, Shropshire Drive. Sometimes when you're replacing a bearing, you don't want to damage it. You can't find the right diameter. You could probably use the old bearing, and what I tend to do is put a slit in the bearing from both sides, on the smaller one there and the bigger one there. And then when that goes and falls the bearing in, it'll squeeze in, and then you can actually get it out. You can squeeze that and pull it out because it will allow it to flex in, and then you can pull it out. Otherwise, if you try and drive it in, it goes down 1/2 mil, and it's the same size as the bearing that's gone in, and there's no fluctuation in there, you ain't going to get that bearing out. It's going to be very hard to get out. So put a nick in there and cut it out with a cutting tool, and on the inner bearing as well, and that'll help you, and that'll be able to drive the bearing round on the outer face without damage this inner bearing race here. Because a lot of people, just like brutes, they'll go like that and drive the bearing in, and what they've done, they've knackered the bearing itself. So basically the bearing has to go on the outside. Now if I put this bearing in like that, that's perfect, but it wouldn't give, it'd get stuck in there and I wouldn't get it out. So that's just a bit of info for you. So the bearing I've took out, cut a slit in it either end, and that'll flex in. You can actually see it there squeezing in as I'm doing it. So that'll be able to come out a lot easier. Hopefully that helps you. And that's a pulley on a air conditioning pump on a Mazda 6. And basically be careful, this inner race here is separate from this, and that pushes in and out. So basically, if you do it, measure from the flange there to the end with a vernier, just to measure that distance. And also you could measure from the top and put a straight edge across here with a vernier to see the distance from there. So when it goes on, it's in the correct place to facilitate the clutch plate when it's magnetised in to drive the actual shaft. So just don't get thrashing that, because this outside that will slide on this inner one here. So be very careful you don't alter that. When you're driving the bearing in, you need to be putting that in a place up front. So basically that would be on there like that. That would be on face like that. So that on there is part of this. So when you're knocking the bearing in like that, it's not altering this distance here. So just be careful of that. So you can push that in, no problem, and it's not altering the distance from this point to that one. Hopefully that helps you. That's his Andy Bird Shropshire Drive in Jackfield in Telford. Just a little bit of help. Save you spending 200 quid. The bearing is 23 quid from Amazon actually. So if you're looking at the bearings, take the numbers off the outside, put it in Amazon, it'll give you the bearing, rather than paying about 50 quid. There you go, Andy Bird Shropshire Drive.